Turkeys don't like.
This land
It's
is
your land. This land is my land. From California to the New York Island.
I'm pretty sure a racist man made that song.
Racist people did a lot of things.
That's why Thanksgiving is like.
But they still made us sing that in school.
Yeah, I know. They made us like they
Same
tried
way
to,
they made me pledge allegiance to something that I didn't actually agree with.
We were like, well, remember, like, dude, can you think about that? You wake up in the morning, you go to school, and they make you do chants, like, which is I get it.
Yeah.
It's the Pledge of Allegiance, but like this is
I
like,
used to be so mad.
ain't I too young to be pledging allegiance to anything I don't know?
If you didn't like put your right hand on your heart, then they're like, "Hey, put your hand," like yelling at you about it. I'm like,
Be like,
"Is this a
I'll
cult?"
be like this. Like, it is like quite cultish. Like
It
if you
is.
think about it, they would have us stand up in the middle of the pod, and we'd look at the flag and we'd chant every morning, all together in unison, for all.
And I don't know if it was like this. I don't know how many
Did you
schools
get
do
that?
this.
Did you catch that? Together
In unison.
for all.
Gotcha. Wow.
You didn't catch the for all.
Nah, I
until
didn't catch
said
it. I didn't catch it. I ain't even peep. You know.
Peep game.
Nah. But yeah, it was. I don't know how many schools had this, but sometimes like they would choose a student to lead the pledge, right? So you'd go into the principal's office. I never did it, but you'd be in the principal's office leading.
Well,
the Pledge of Allegiance.
that was not at Disney.
Well, I was.
So on the podcast we've spoken before about the grammar school that we went to, but Adam actually left and went to like a more conventional
public school. Yeah.
public school. Like Disney's a magnet school. It's a little different. We described the pods, and we don't have to get into that this time. If you want to look, be a faithful fucking listener and go back and listen.
Go and just Google Walt Disney Magnet.
All right, I'm gonna put a disclaimer out here right now. I've been fucking congested and sick all week, right? And I'm feeling better. I'm just trying to get it. You might get you might get some short-tempered me this week. So just fucking listen, man. Fucking listen. and if I hear one more if I read one more comment saying what size shoes are those, you're about to get these 12s up your ass, bro.
But they asked you what
Somebody was like, "Damn, what size shoes are those?"
maybe I saw that. I don't remember. People, man, yo,
It's on our no, it's on the
Nine. I was just changing the home.
it's
screen
on
back.
the video that has the most views right now. We have like 2.4 thousand,
And they
which
ask
is
you
dope.
what
And
size
the
shoes
newest,
are
it
those?
says, "Damn, what size shoes are those?"
Y'all are nasty, man.
That's nasty. But anyway,
What are
but I think that may have happened when you went to Palmer, right?
I don't remember specifically.
Because I didn't remember that.
I went to mad schools, so
I just remember like it's funny. Like I guess church and state are supposed to be separate, right?
it's never the case.
But is school supposed to be separate from all them? Is that like is that like the
No.
trifecta?
No.
Is that the
Because you know when those religious groups get
is
all
that the Holy Trinity?
you know when the religious groups get their panties in a bunch about like some of the curriculums that are being taught at some of the schools and creationism against evolution and blah 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 blah.
I never understood the panties in a bunch thing. Not to cut you off because I did, but I did. But the idea that only panties get in a bunch, this is the reason why.
I mean, listen, let's be honest.
There's a
What gets
reason
in
why-
a bunch more than panties is probably boxers.
Hell yeah.
So
There's a reason why if you see a man, he's not like touching his dick. He's literally pulling the underwear from underneath his ball sack, right?
It's like when you get like titty sweat, ladies. I imagine it's the same thing. We're just kind of
But
get stuck. Your fabric stuck under your tit,
but
and you gotta like pull it out.
I'd assume the bra sits like right
Well,
underneath.
not all women wear bras every day.
I'm with the non-bra factor.
I'm always
as
with the
long as you
non-bra
got
thing.
nice tits, right? You know what my favorite thing is? Because I
Oh
like,
yeah, love titties. Squeeze it. It's like a bag of sand.
no, but like
Yeah, no,
I like the idea of like a
nice supple tit.
I like when you can see the piercings through the pierced nipples through the shirt. I was trying to find a way to say it like without saying it, but I said it.
I mean, yeah.
I like when you can see the pierced nipples through the shirt.
Listen, women don't get their nipples pierced not to show
I
them
never
off to some
had
degree.
boobs before, but I like to see them.
I'm sure there's some level of like I'm trying to let people know that my titties are pierced.
But
type
them
of thing.
gigantic old saggy ass titties, like I mean, listen,
Listen, all titties have a place.
I would think for your benefit, you'd like want to like tighten them up, right? Because
Well, I'm sure it's not just as easy as tightening them up.
no,
I
I
don't
mean,
know how it
when
works.
you put a bra on, I mean, it tightens it up.
I mean, just
Don't they
fat
wear?
in
Don't
the
they
tit,
wear?
you know?
Women wear all these other things to tighten it up. Why don't you like? I'm just saying. I don't want to go too far into this. This is stuff I don't know about.
About to completely alienate the only like 3 women that actually watch the show.
Well, I want to know, right? But I'm just saying, like, I would assume if they're like saggy, right? Like I would listen. Free balling, right, isn't always great when you're outside of the house. Only on vacation do I free ball. When it's 95 degrees in a tropical place, my dick is only one layer of fabric away from the rest of the world's
I do
eyes.
tend to prefer to have like my box of briefs on or whatever.
Yeah, but like on vacation.
Yeah.
No, thank you.
No, yeah. I mean,
I'm wearing them shorts and my dick's right underneath that piece of fabric. It's like a leaf.
Well, I
it's
mean-
like them old school days where you wore leaves walking around like. That's hilarious to me. We've gotten to that point. Women's bikinis are literally like a leaf, which is nice.
that's nice.
But okay, so back to the national anthem, right? Or whatever the hell we listen to.
We talk about a lot
Should
of
we
things
introduce
before
ourselves?
people who know who we are all the
Yeah,
time.
yeah, we should introduce ourselves.
Welcome to the hundreds and hundreds of the Kiona and Kasson podcast subscribers, followers, viewers, watchers, whatever you want to be. We appreciate you doing all of those things. I am your host, Adam. I'm here with my brother, Osama. My
Yup.
dog is underneath my chair asleep right now.
Yep.
This is episode number 118 of the Kiona and Kasson podcast. He's now my fact checker for at least for the number we're on.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, once you get to a certain number, it's kind of like trying to keep track of it. We're 3 digits in.
Yeah.
So, like, I mean, it's not always going to be like on
I've
your
been
head.
since we've been in the single digits, I had a hard time remembering which one we're in. I ain't gonna make any excuses for myself.
That's why it's 2 of us.
Happy Thanksgiving out there to everybody.
No, I don't like the Happy Thanksgiving. What's the word? The
happy Indigenous Peoples Day.
happy Indigenous.
We don't
Peoples
want
Day.
a happy non-Indigenous people. Those are the ones who made
that's-
everything not
yeah,
happy.
That's why it would be
Not
Thanksgiving.
that.
No, not that. Listen. If you know anything about Columbus, he's a genocidal asshole. So we're not gonna like praise.
No. Only Christopher we acknowledge is Wallace.
Is
You already
Wallace,
know. But regardless, the holiday is coming. Whatever you prefer to refer to it as, happy that. This is the episode we're gonna be releasing before Thanksgiving hits, obviously. So might as well celebrate it now.
Yep.
I loaded a couple things onto the soundboard that Sam doesn't really like.
They're racial. It's pretty racial.
Listen, man, "This Land Is Your Land" is a song that.
First of all, since we're now officially in the game here, that is not a turkey.
All I did
don't
was
know
Google.
if you know this about turkeys,
All
but
I
they
did-
don't cock-a-doodle-doo.
All I did was Google Thanksgiving sounds, turkey sounds. The things that come up are ridiculous. First of all, there's no such thing as like Thanksgiving sounds.
No, there's not. It's racist.
One of the stupid things on there was literally like setting the table and you just hear dishes clinging on the table. You have like during Thanksgiving dinner just a bunch of chatter of people.
Listen.
I'm like, what kind of fucking...
I didn't say upload specific Thanksgiving sounds.
No, you did.
Well, if I said that, then you should have done that. Because this land is your
Motherfucker, there
land.
is no such thing.
Well, then, you know what? Just happy Indigenous Peoples Day. And
Yeah.
we'll next week we'll let you know exactly what we liked, what we ate. But this week, why don't we discuss some of our favorite dishes at the Thanksgiving table? Like, what would you say is your top 5 like Thanksgiving dishes? And also having understood that, like, so for instance, are there things that you wish that were at the Thanksgiving table that aren't there that you would implore our mother to do?
I feel like you can just... People make all types of random things for Thanksgiving. Yes, turkey is like the main hub, but a lot of people don't even do turkey because they're like, oh, we do that for
Turkey's
Christmas. and shit.
mad dry.
I mean, listen, as long as there's good gravy there,
The gravy is essential. I don't think people realize how important the gravy is.
It's
Like,
mad important,
what-
first of all.
So, like, for instance, our mother makes a pretty good little smorgasbord, if you will. She does the sweet potatoes with the cinnamon, the brown sugar, and the marshmallows and shit. That shit fire.
Yeah. Of course, potato salad.
her potato
Can
salad.
I keep potato salad and deviled eggs separate? Because I know you put deviled eggs in the potatoes. Or at least the way she does it is.
I personally need deviled eggs at the
Yeah,
Thanksgiving.
yeah. It's
Any
quintessential.
table that is prepared for a meal or an occasion that we've planned for or is always known as like Thanksgiving and Christmas for sure, right? But like, let's say we did an Easter day or Easter celebration. We don't do that anymore with like mom's side, but
Yeah.
we used to. There was deviled eggs at that table, right? Like, if mom throws a birthday party for somebody, I don't care if it's not for me. I don't even care if I'm not invited. I'm coming to get some deviled eggs from that motherfucker.
Like, yo, you better have made deviled eggs, woman.
I love deviled eggs. So I would say that. All right. So listen, we should have talked about this before to make a top 10 list, but we can construct a list together.
There's not that many things that are.
There
at the table.
are though, but
I mean, not enough to make like a top 10 list. Once
no,
you get
there
to top
are.
10,
There are.
No.
Okay,
once you get to top
let's say
10,
five.
your
Let's go
bottom of
five.
your list is like the shit that
Let's
you
go
don't
five.
really care
Let's
for.
go 5.
Let me ask you a question. How do you feel about stuffing?
I love stuffing.
I only half like stuffing.
I love bitches.
I only half like stuffing. Like
You half like.
half like it. Like sometimes
What,
all
it
right,
just- well, how
I'll
does-
have
how
a
do-
little bit of it, but like too much of it, I start to kind of get.
But the stuffing, like you don't like that? Like it comes
I
out
said
the turkey.
I half
it's all
like it. That means I half not. It's like a love hate thing, but like right now I love them though.
So what's the first thing that you need to make sure is on your table for Thanksgiving? And obviously, it doesn't have to be the conventional main course. It could be a side. But what is the first thing you want on your plate or that you reach for at the Thanksgiving table?
I probably put a couple rolls on my plate first. You know, those are important.
rolls first?
Well, it depends. Like usually when I'm sitting down,
Motherfucker, you can get a roll right now and put
usually
it in the oven
No,
and eat it the same
Usually
way.
by the time we're sitting down, they're in the process of like mom bringing things to the table
they-
still. Like I'm
Got you,
putting
got you.
setting things up, you know, getting
Got
making
you.
sure I have a drink in my cup and whatnot.
Got you.
Potato salad probably, you know.
Mom's potato salad, particularly, yes. Mom makes
No raisins in our potato salad. We
Hell
don't do that
no,
shit.
what that whack shit is. Like, no, we got
Don't do raisins in anything, really.
Mom makes delicious ass fucking potato salad, you know. And it's fire. So I think mom's potato salad has to be on the table, right? That's just
And she knows. She already knows. There's certain things that she knows that we will not accept her not making.
No, but I remember 3 or 4 Thanksgivings ago. Remember, we all forgot it. It was in the refrigerator, and we ate it after. Like, dude,
Hey man, listen.
I can't waste mom's leftovers. So if I get them, I stretch the limits of leftovers.
I'm so bad about eating leftovers, man.
No.
I'm so fucking bad about it.
For me, if Vivi or I make food, it's usually Vivi. I don't cook.
Yeah.
I'll eat the leftovers like the next day, right, for lunch or something at work. But when it comes to moms, right, let's say we go and she makes a nice ass dinner and she gives you like enough for like 3 meals. I stretch the acceptable limits for leftover eating. I do.
I've done it.
And then with Thanksgiving, like I try to like eat it as fast as possible. But that potato salad, that can't go to waste.
Thanksgiving's that's the problem, man. Like, all right.
And I think turkey has to be on the table.
Yeah,
It
absolutely.
just has to be.
I mean, for us, it's been every year has included it. You know?
I mean, everybody's every year. I think.
No. Like a lot of people do like ham. They do like
No, people
whatever
do both.
other shit. We don't have celebrations like that with the fam for these things anymore. Like it's immediate family now. It used to be we'd have.
Plus, ham is terrible. It's like this slimy, ugly ass meat. Like I don't know how people like. Listen, when it comes to things like that, pepperoni's pretty good, right?
Yeah.
And bacon's pretty good, right? I've had these, but I'm just saying, like, when it comes to ham, it's the most terrible meat. It's slimy as shit, man.
It doesn't ever really look appealing because it has like where it's like a purplish red kind of look through the middle.
They put a glaze on it with fucking
and
pineapples.
it smells funky. Like it's
You ain't gonna look. This ain't you ain't gonna get me with this fucking okey doke.
but
that shit don't look good.
Let's say we had a holiday, an Indigenous Peoples Day, right? And we decided, hey, skip the turkey this year. What is an acceptable replacement for you?
That's difficult. But I would like to say not necessarily replacing it, but going and getting and doing a fried turkey, a deep fried turkey.
Oh, well, that's not replacing. That's a turkey.
I said not necessarily replacing it, but trying a different method.
Not only is that not necessarily replacing it, that's not at all replacing it. It's just
That's not different enough. Okay,
the same exact thing.
So I don't mean it in the terms of
like some people smoke their turkey.
I'm just saying
whatever.
attempting a different variance of it. So maybe it can
a
be
lot of people
juicier.
don't like deep fried turkey. What I want to try is smoked turkey.
In a smoker. Like Dave would probably be able to tell you how to do that.
Yeah,
better.
probably. But that
like,
shit like it makes it. It's more moist that way. It's fucking just super tender.
That's what I'm saying. Giving it a chance.
Yeah.
To be succulent.
Right.
Pause. But if that didn't work, I would say. I don't know, man. Maybe like a roast.
I don't know, and like a pot roast,
Like fried chicken, maybe.
like a big bucket of KFC
Like
on the
just a
table.
big ass, like a big ass bucket of KFC.
We better at least go and get like some good, like quality fried chicken. I don't give me no damn KFC for.
Well,
shit.
yeah, I mean, there's a lot of places that
Boston
have
Market.
fried. Hell no, man. Boston Market. People like Boston Market like it's delicious. Like what the fuck? It's just.
I mean, it's fried chicken, so it's one of those
First
things.
of all, it's Boston. Who the fuck cares about Boston?
well, it's a
Besides,
market
like,
in Boston or from Boston.
no, is it from Boston?
I
Or
have no
did
idea, I
They just
imagine.
name it after it. Regardless,
Why would you call it? Like, why would I go open up a Chicago market and I'm not from Chicago type of thing? Like, that, it wouldn't make any sense. I mean, I am from Chicago, but if I
Chicago
wasn't
market?
and I went to go and open it somewhere, like, it wouldn't make any.
make any damn sense?
Is the food based off of Boston? Is it how they prepare their chicken type of shit? Like,
You're asking too many questions. I think that. So probably the most. That's why I said a roast. The roast is more. If you do it like in a right way, it's probably it's a really juicy. It's got like vegetables and shit like that on the side, and
but Juicy, you are a world famous actor.
juicy smolier. So if you're asking me, right, like one of my favorite meals is meatloaf. I don't care what anybody says. One of my favorite meals.
A lot of people don't like meatloaf, and I don't get it.
It's not like an.
Is it because it's a big fucking block of meat? Is that what you don't
So
like
the
about
thing
it?
about meatloaf, I think it's its roots are in a less. I think it's a more not a poverty type of food, but like a poorer food.
Yes.
For some reason, I never saw it like that.
Because you can go and buy a pound of ground beef
And
for
just
$8
slap it
and
together, put some fucking seasoning on it,
Yeah.
and some
And
vegetables.
you got to fucking stuff.
That's it, right?
Stuffed stomach after that, you know.
But it's an art. One, mom makes delicious fucking meatloaf.
I love me some meatloaf.
I love my mom's meatloaf like a motherfucker. So
Well, she's been trying to get a little bit experimental recently too. I think like instead of first of all, Sarah doesn't like peas, right? So when she makes the meatloaf with
love
peas in it,
peas.
da, 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 so she's like, oh, well, I'll put some cheese in it, and I'm like, why the fuck have you not been putting cheese in your meatloaf the entire time I've been alive?
it's a cheese loaf. Listen,
Yeah, just cut it off and make like burgers with it and shit.
I don't know if I like that.
What the fuck is you talking about? It's ground beef that's
It's
cooked.
not my idea of a meatloaf. Too much cheese. Maybe just a little bit, like spread through, like because people.
Who are you? Where were you raised?
No, I love cheese, but like I like my meatloaf to literally just be like mom makes a really good like it's moist. It's like a really good tender like piece of like meatloaf. It's not dry or anything like that. I like meatloaf. So for me, I never saw it as like a poor food, but I guess I could see how it could be considered such. For me, I just love meatloaf. So that's what if you're asking me what can replace turkey on a fucking Thanksgiving
you
table.
also have to remember-
Look, dog, I don't give a fuck. You could put like 17 cheeseburgers in the middle.
You also got to remember that early on in our lives, we were poor people. So meals like meatloaf definitely were like, all right, cool, we can eat meatloaf. And now because it's been ingrained in us since childhood, it's one of our favorite things, you know?
Yes.
But obviously you can be like Sarah and have the opposite effect. Like, I don't ever want to see a meatloaf again in my life type of thing.
Sarah don't like meatloaf.
She'll eat it if you,
I'll
but
go to a fucking fancy restaurant, right? Okay, I don't know.
I've never ordered meatloaf outside of the house.
Are
I
you
will say that.
serious? I've eaten meatloaf at like many different places.
Nah.
I went to Grand Lux and got a fucking meatloaf.
No. I wouldn't do it outside of the house because usually, like, I mean, it depends. Like, all those restaurants have their specialty. There's no specialty meatloaf restaurant.
You know, I mean, it's
Hey,
not
man.
the worst idea on the planet. Come get your meatloaf in the basement.
We'll circle
your
back
basketball
around.
cards.
Circle back around to that idea.
While you're waiting for your meatloaf, why don't you trade these basketball cards, huh? I'm telling you, the idea of opening a card shop has been popping in my head more and more lately. So we should.
We'll have to circle back around all that. Let's get back to Thanksgiving since that's what we're here for today.
But so I'm saying anything. I don't think it necessarily needs to be a bird, right?
I mean, yeah, you could put like a big ass stuffed pizza on my middle of my table and I'd be eating that shit.
So let's say, what if there's an alternative to like traditional Thanksgiving instead of like you get like multiple pizzas?
Well, if we're gonna not acknowledge Christopher Wallace, then we might as well be taking a different celebration spin on that shit. Like, did the Pilgrims and Indians, did they feast over turkey? Is that why that's?
Do you think beef has no place on a Thanksgiving dinner table?
No, I never
Because
would say
what
that.
beef do we eat on Thanksgiving?
We don't. We don't eat any beef on Thanksgiving, but it doesn't mean that we can't or that we shouldn't. Everybody has their own customs for holidays and like their own traditions and shit. Ours just so happens to be, our typical fucking turkey and egg, potato salad and
Potato salad,
deviled eggs, and
mashed potatoes. Mashed
yams.
potatoes.
Yeah, mashed potatoes are always important.
I always have a beef with mom. She never makes enough.
She doesn't, and we've told her this forever. But I do understand when
it's a lot of work to make fucking mashed potatoes.
Well, not only that, but when you're talking about Thanksgiving, and you're making now yams and you got freaking regular.
Well,
mashed
somebody's
potatoes,
gonna have to volunteer to make more mashed potatoes this year.
Yeah, but like who can lead that? And you're gonna be like, all right, cool. It's not mom making them, but this person's making them, so it's fine. Like,
Well, I think in the prep, the help boiling, the cut, the peeling, things
as
like
in most Italian families, we love our mama's cooking.
yeah, man.
What you gonna do?
Yeah. So I think you gotta have mashed potatoes. I wish she made mac and cheese. I do. She refuses to make mac and cheese on Thanksgiving. I get it. It's not necessarily a traditional white folks dish, right?
That's why we don't have like green beans on the
but
table.
when Grandma was alive, did we have mac? I don't see. I just remember the table being filled and everybody being around it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember the food.
I think. Obviously, masticholi was a big one for her.
Yeah.
So I think that was usually present on those days.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, as far as like,
Mom's cranberry bread.
oh, of course, but that's not on the table
And
for
that's
me.
not
That's
yeah.
separate. That's our.
And also, it's not very traditional. I've noticed not many people eat cranberry bread. But man,
Yo, that's like her staple. There's like 8, 9 loaves of cranberry bread that she makes every year.
oh yeah, everybody gets one to go home with.
Yep. And then Pops was like, "Yo, where's my cranberry bread?" So
I remember one year she made it and it didn't turn out right, and I know she was upset about it.
yeah,
That was like the last 5-10 years or so. I forget which one.
yeah, she's not a fan when it doesn't come out the way she wants. But
No, but what can you do? Sometimes it doesn't work. No, I think, and it's Thanksgiving is hilarious. How do you go about your day? Like, describe your Thanksgiving day? Are you eating before? Or are you going?
That's my struggle.
Are you
every
starving
time.
yourself for this marathon of eating?
No, man. Every year is my struggle to figure that out because I'm like, all right, if I don't eat all day, and then we usually sit down at the table by like 4. It's usually pretty early meal, maybe a little bit earlier than that.
I think 4 is natural. Like I was listening to a podcast. Actually, they were discussing this type of thing actually as well. The Sneak This Sneaker podcast. If you guys don't watch it, it's a good sneaker podcast. I'd say check it out. It's sneaker centric, but they do some
Sneak dissing?
some different. No, they do like different topics, and they'll do like top 10s and things of that.
Yeah.
But they were talking about how like some of them were like 2:00, some are like 8:30 at night. Like,
I mean, listen, earlier the better for me, right? Like if we're
you
gonna
want a second meal.
Yeah, I mean, again, and then I don't have to worry about like trying to figure out am I going to eat throughout my day waiting for this type of thing, Usually I think we'll end up getting to their house hour, 2 hours before time to eat. There's still maybe some footballs on or whatever it is.
Yeah.
And that's always my biggest issue is like, should I eat? Because if I don't eat and I wait until this meal is ready, I'm not going to be able to eat as much as like, you know how it is. Everything's giving. Snack. I mean, but that's typical for me anyway, right? Like,
see that, and that is where deviled eggs comes into play.
Yeah.
I'd like to have 1 or 2 before, right? Oh, look at that. Oh, look at that.
Yeah.
Oh, what do you say? Oh, a piece of candy. Oh, a piece of candy. Right. That's how I feel about like deviled eggs. So like I try to.
First of all, let me give it up to everybody who cooks and puts all their time and energy into those meals.
Yeah. Where's that round of applause at?
No.
Oh, sorry. We weren't making a joke about
it. Made you the punchline of the. That's for everybody who does put all the effort and time into making sure their family has a good Thanksgiving. Indigenous people, we gotta.
It's
happy. Ingrain it into my head.
Happy Indigenous Peoples Day.
Yes, but I'm just saying Thanksgiving is just it kind of it's just easier, faster.
It's HIPDA.
Yeah, whatever.
Happy Indigenous Peoples.
Well, HIPDA,
But anyway, yeah. So I Thanksgiving. We'll just call it that for the sake of like it not being a mouthful. No disrespect.
Right.
But
pause. The funny thing,
also,
the irony there is you go there and
to get a mouthful.
Get a mouthful.
Pause. It's a lot of pauses in this. Well, I'm saying a lot of things.
Well, a lot of things. Food and pause. A lot of it can just kind of go together pretty well. But
yeah.
Yeah, I don't know, man. It's like as many things as I would say, oh yeah, it'd be nice if we had this. I can't do that because I'm like, okay, you spent the last 24 hours prepping.
No,
this
no,
shit,
no,
you know?
most
So it's
definitely.
like,
But like, we're talking in an ideal situation, right?
yeah,
I think when I get a single family, I'm gonna hold a Thanksgiving at some point.
Yeah.
Like not for a while, but I'm trying to get I'm trying to get like units instead of that. But if I were to have my own, see the problem is, I wonder if Vivi's Puerto Rican, right? And I don't know if Puerto Ricans eat this. Like, are they? It's just like a whole bunch of burritos on the fucking table and shit. Yo, Puerto Rican food is meant to only do one thing, and that's murder you. It's all fried and greasy.
yeah.
I'm sorry, I've had it all.
Which are my favorite types of
I
things.
mean, I've had every.
I love fried and greasy
Listen,
food.
I've had every Puerto Rican dish that you could probably name, but obviously minus a few, right? Because whatever. But I've had it all.
Yeah.
Meant to kill you. It's a lot of pig and it's a lot of like fried tostones. Like it's fucking there's a lot of fucking shit that it's all fried foods, man. And
Yeah.
it takes forever. It's so heavy. It's so heavy to eat. It's like I feel like I'm eating and holding 250-pound weights while I'm doing it. Like this is the hardest
Honestly,
meal I've
so-
ever eaten in my life.
Yesterday, right? Our aunt came into town from Jordan. She's gonna be here for a little while, whatever. But so as her a welcoming party, some other family came to the house, whatever.
So before you go, Mom said that she didn't want any Arab food. Like she was like, I want pizza, fried chicken.
well, of course, right? Like you live there, so that's all you eat. Most,
Right, they don't call
anyway.
it Arab food. She just, I don't want food. Bring me some American food, right?
Yeah, that's the difference for her, right?
Like, you ever eat Greek food to a Greek person? Like,
They
you mean
do-
just
They
regular?
do put Greek cuisine on.
you
them.
mean do I just eat?
know.
Because yes, I eat fucking.
Well, yeah. So that's what I'm getting at, right? So one of our aunts came. She made like big ass rice dish with chicken on it, baked chicken, whatever. Now that I don't live or go and eat there regularly,
Yeah.
I don't have big rice meals like that regularly, right?
Yeah.
After I finished eating, it sat so heavy. I was like, yo, I'm ready to just nap. Like I swear,
That's-
it hit
I
me,
mean,
the itis.
Think about it. We've eaten many meals with the Arab side of the family, right? All the day. Well, for number one, when we eat an Arab meal in a large setting, you put a sheet down in the middle of the living room floor, and all the food sits on this thing. I mean, it's all, and then not everybody eats around it, but that's where you grab. Remember, like
Especially when you're in Jordan, that's how they do
in Jordan
do
for
things,
sure. But like, I like when we go to the bigger family.
but even with
gatherings,
that,
and
like
that's how it is.
Like when you go to Jordan and do that, there's not like silverware and shit. You have bread.
Bread.
They give you pita bread, and you sit here and you fucking just.
Oh, yeah.
bah, bah, you know.
Dude, I know how. Believe me, like I mean, I've seen. So I'm sure you've seen. You have Indian friends like I do, but like you've seen them eat. Like they put it like they
don't use utensils, man. Fuck
Right?
outta
No,
here,
they kind of like
my bread is my
they-
utensil.
the bread and they fingers like they put it into like not a ball, but like they shape it into something
Yeah,
with
it
the
turns
piece
into
of
like
bread
a little bite.
and they eat it. Like there's not a fork and knife type situation.
Right.
Um,
Which most of the meals that I eat usually don't include a fork and knife. It depends what they. I mean, like.
what are you doing? Just scooping up spaghetti in your hands? Just
No,
like,
no. I don't eat spaghetti that often.
Really? You don't like spaghetti?
I like spaghetti, but I don't eat it that often. There's many other pasta dishes
It's
that
like
are better.
the easiest thing to eat.
That's a poor person's meal.
Well, of course. Well, what do you want from me? I don't have much
That's
money.
excuse me, sir. May I have another?
I've never claimed to have. So, what is your favorite like pasta dish?
Lasagna.
Lasagna. I would. But
Also, I choose masticholi over
is
spaghetti.
Is it really a pasta dish as much as like a?
No, yeah, it's a pasta dish.
Really?
Yeah, lasagna is pasta.
I know it's a pasta, but
pasta
it's like
noodle.
it's like with everything else in it. Like there's like cheese and meat.
So it's like a casserole is what you're saying?
Yeah.
Okay, well, fine. Masticholi, I'll take that over spaghetti.
What's your favorite noodle?
Uh,
This is the weirdest, stupidest conversation we've ever had on the podcast. 118. No, probably not the weirdest and stupidest, but it's really.
we've had a lot of weird, stupid conversations. Also, this is food, baby. This is where we're at.
It's food, baby.
This is my element.
Yeah, I think right now, I think this is going to be a heavily food centric podcast.
Hell yeah, it's supposed to be.
We got other
It's
things
a
to talk
Thanksgiving
about,
episode.
but
I don't.
I got beef with sneakers. But
There's
anyway,
a few things there's a few things to talk about, but it's just gonna make me mad to talk about it. So I'd like to keep this a lighthearted, beautiful moment.
We'll address it.
Yeah,
at
yeah,
the end.
At the end we'll give a quick fuck you to that guy. But no, there's a lot of different kinds of
His
pasta.
mom looked like Louis Anderson. Ugly bitch.
In order for me to decide what my favorite, I don't even have a favorite like pasta noodle. really, because they taste the same. They're shaped differently.
It depends on what we're eating in terms of a pasta, right?
I like ziti.
Ziti's pretty good. Rotini is a pretty good pasta.
Rotini's good. Bow tie pasta is good.
Bow tie is good, but again, it depends. Like
even regular macaroni shells is cool with me.
Shells is cool. Shells and elbow is good for macaroni and cheese for me.
Yeah,
right. I like both of those.
Velveeta, you know what I mean?
Velveeta, well, yeah, you know. Again, not like I remember I had a friend.
It's not the most authentic cuisine.
I had a friend once, right, and I may have told this story before, but we had gone out of town, and we ended up meeting up with his mother as well. She was out there for another reason, so we were together, and they were talking about macaroni and cheese. And I was like, man, I like Velveeta. They're like, that ain't real. And I just look at them like, well, no shit. The fuck else? 95% of the population is going to eat Velveeta macaroni and cheese, you fuck. Like, what are you talking about?
I
That's
mean,
not real.
I do like Kraft macaroni and cheese. It's the cheesiest.
Yo,
but,
Kraft is fucking delicious.
Don't get me wrong, all right?
How many times did we eat only macaroni and cheese for dinner?
Listen, man.
I'm tired of macaroni for dinner. I wasn't at all. I loved it. It was delicious. Now, don't get me wrong. I couldn't do that today.
You know what I don't like? They have like the.
I'll be shitting
they
my
have like,
ass off,
like
man.
those pasta based.
That's the deuce I don't want to drop.
You know what I don't like? Pasta salad. Not a fan. I like my pasta.
You don't
noodles
like
to be
pasta
hot,
salad?
First of all,
I like pasta salad. Okay, so I like tuna salad, right, with the pasta
Okay.
shells.
Yeah.
But I like it fresh made.
I like egg salad.
Out of the egg salad is my fucking shit.
Yeah,
man.
literally.
I will literally. I used to eat egg salad like, and this is fucking weird, but I used to eat the egg salad sandwich. Right, Mom used to make it, and then whatever else was in the bowl,
Just eat it out with
I
a
would
spoon.
just eat it with a spoon. How the fuck? I must have been the gassiest motherfucker you ever met in your life.
Probably. That's just nasty.
My stomach be like, brrr.
You got all the
nowadays.
accoutrements.
So like nowadays, like as you get older, you realize you got to eat for the occasion after, right? Like
That
as a
is something that I keep
as a
in mind
youngin-
nowadays.
As a youngin, and even today, but like as a youngin, right? Like let's say you were gonna go out with a young lady, right? And you were like, well, maybe we might fuck.
Yeah, you don't want to feel like you bubbly.
Right, you don't want to go into that situation behind the eight ball, right? Like, like think about like imagine like in the middle of the date, right? You're just sitting there, just like, man, that damn egg salad's not sitting right, and you're bumping.
But see, as I get older, that's considered daily, right? So like, I still eat like shit. It is what it is. I ain't gonna ever stop that completely, but I will like. All right, man.
No, you gotta
Tomorrow,
stop eating shitty
I'm
every
gonna
day.
feel like shit if I eat this, and like I'll make decisions based on how my
you-
old body will digest these
Do you
things.
eat? So like we used to eat pizza if the mood struck.
Mood is always struck when it comes to pizza.
It does, but do you allow the mood to be?
There are no bars held when it comes to pizza.
So you'll eat pizza every day.
Surely
of the
some bars are held. No,
week? So will you eat pizza every day of the week?
I don't.
Okay, no.
Because
Okay. Here's it's a different question. Actually, let me rephrase it.
I would. is
Because
what
I
I'm saying.
would. I would. I love pizza. But knowing that you probably shouldn't, will you?
Yeah.
Every day?
Listen, I
Oh,
don't.
Adam don't leave the fucking house. He could shit himself all and be right there, like one room away from his fucking underwear.
No. Listen, that doesn't ever happen to me with pizza, though.
Motherfucker done
Most of the times when
your
people
ass
are
done
like,
became a hermit. Like you don't go nowhere.
I only go where it's necessary. Listen, man, why the fuck? First of all, we're still in the middle, like balls deep in a pandemic. Like
It's true, but,
you know what
but
I
at
mean?
the same time, like you don't do nothing.
I do things.
Lazy nothing.
No, man. I mean, like, where should I be going? Ain't no place for me to be going.
They don't need no pizza. They got food there. Remember from because me and Vivi were talking about we're gonna watch Hitch tonight, right?
Yeah.
Because I just be thinking about shit in Hitch, and it's a really fucking funny movie.
It is, yeah.
Y'all gotta if you didn't watch Hitch,
Back to our Will
it's been
Smith
mad
from
years.
last week.
Yeah, give that man some respect.
Yeah, put some respect on his
Yo,
name.
we were watching Set It Off like 2 nights ago. They played it, right? We were
You were like,
watching.
fuck Jada Pinkett.
Well, she used to be cute to me. She got that like strong runner's neck. She looked like she'd be doing
All that
like
is fine.
she looked like she does the boxer thing with the neck like
That's actually funny because I was talking to Pops about his chiropractic stuff that he like his appointments.
They told him
he
to
goes
do that?
No, that's what they like in order part of like to fix your posture or whatever with your neck. They'll have your head hanging off the table and they'll put a weight on there to pull it down.
what the fuck?
And I'm like, bro, I need my neck.
I need
I don't
that too. I need the same thing he has. I have like that
Yeah.
bad posture, and
I always think about trying to just go and get a consultation and see how things go. But I'm like, I'm
you have
worried.
bad posture too.
I don't want to open up that can of worms because I know that once you start going, you gotta go.
I know, but
you know?
the sooner the better.
Nah, I mean, word.
Because you also have pretty bad posture, like I do.
Yeah, I don't sit straight.
No,
and I will sit at a desk all day long.
But I try to lift weights and it still hurt. Like I still have back pains because of it. But like, at least lifting weights, getting those muscles right. Your ass is like a sedentary lifestyle, sitting on that chair looking like.
Yeah, man. I told you I'll run around with the dog, taking him for walks.
Yeah, but 8 hours a day you have to sit there.
No.
Oh, that's right. You don't work either. You barely just be. You could be at home working. You know what? Fuck you and your lifestyle, motherfucker. Like I gotta go to work. You just be going to the next room.
Yeah, it's nice. Listen, I hated it.
I know. We're here now. But you've adjusted.
I did. I've adjusted, and I've really kind of flipped my whole thought process there.
Yeah, you don't want to leave.
I don't want to go back to the fucking office.
You're a hermit.
I can be.
I guess.
Anyways, so our food conversation, right? Where do we leave off?
Spaghetti.
Spaghetti.
I'm
okay with spaghetti, but it's not something that
I'm the black sheep. I'm the real black sheep. I'm the black sheep. I'm the real black sheep. Remember that?
Yes. You know, the problem is, like, with spaghetti is that you have to slurp the noodles and pause, you know?
So I was like, look, I was there's this page I follow. It's this Italian guy and his girlfriend, right? So I guess they met. She was in Italy, or maybe he was here.
Yeah.
But he's straight from Italy. I've something in Sarah. I forget his name.
I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
But it's a really funny couple, right? Because she does TikToks based on the cultural difference, right? So she said that. She's like, I ordered your brother's wedding gift. He's like, oh, what'd you get? She's like, I ordered knives, a set of knives. He's like, you did what? She was like, I ordered him knives. He's like, no, you cannot give somebody knives on their wedding. It's bad luck. She's like, I already ordered. He's like, I use, but we get something else. And then there's another one where they were eating spaghetti, right? And you know how like you go to fucking Olive Garden or Maggiano's, and they give you the big fat spoon, right? I always feel bad about not using it, right? Like sometimes
what the hell am I gonna do with that fucking thing? Can't even get this bitch in my mouth. Pause.
You just pour the fucking noodles in your mouth. No, so she was eating, and she was doing it because I guess the point of that is to be able to, while you take the noodles, you put the fork in there and you spin it, and it holds it, and it doesn't, whatever. Yeah.
There's actually
and he's like, what are you doing? What are you doing? She's like, I'm using the spoon like you guys in Italy. Oh, baby, if you use the spoon, that's fine, but don't say we don't do this in Italy. She's doing it. He's like, and honestly, I like it. I like how it works, but we don't do that here. Like it's like I like because he looked at it like. I do like.
Wow, that's pretty fancy, actually.
So they do some really funny like skits based on their cultural difference.
That's pretty funny. It's a good idea.
And it's really funny. Like it's actually a really funny channel. Like it's a cute couple. Like I don't like to say that too often, but they're a cute couple.
Relationship goal.
Couple goals. I asked Vivi today if she would be my girlfriend.
How do you unpropose? Will you be my girlfriend? Like, I'll take this back.
Babe, let me get your hand. Will you be my girlfriend again? But that spoon is always funny to me because, like, again, like you get it and it's there. It's like this big ass spoon, and you're eating, and you're just all the while. I'm just like, pause, and I look, and I'm just like, man. I should do something with that spoon, right? So like I'll take it out and I'll be like, oh, there's still sauce. I'll make it feel like I want to use it, and I take the sauce off.
That's the other problem with eating spaghetti in public, right? You can't eat that shit and not look like a fucking slob, like the nastiest, messy fucking cocksucker of all time.
So you gotta be careful with what you wear, right?
You gotta just be. You just order something else.
This is a good segue into what I really wanted to to talk
fettuccine Alfredo. That is my favorite.
You basic ass bitch. Like
fool, that shit is delicious.
You a goddamn Instagram whore.
And the funny thing is that actual Italian people yell at you about that shit too. Like fettuccine Alfredo sauce ain't real. Like that's not.
I think that's what he was talking about. They actually made one like that too. But you basic as fuck.
That shit is delicious. Fuck you.
It's good, but
chicken
really?
Chicken fettuccine.
Huh?
Chicken fettuccine? I mean, come on, bro.
Yeah, but like It's the
Show life together. Saying lasagna will make you a basic bitch.
That's like the first fucking no. The lasagna don't make you basic.
Lasagna makes you basic, and chicken fettuccine makes you basic.
Bitches don't eat lasagna.
Yes, they do.
Listen, now you made me fucking. I don't even know.
Listen, man, it doesn't matter. All right. You asked what my favorite pasta noodle is.
It's not chicken fettuccine. It's not. It's just not. It's good. It's delicious.
I love me some
but I
chicken
try to
fettuccine.
branch out. I like chicken marsala.
Yeah, there's other good things, but you asked what my favorite is, fool. Like,
So,
if I go to Olive Garden, that's what I order.
I won't go to Olive Garden.
Well, I'm pretty sure they're going to close all the Olive Gardens.
Good. I'm refused to eat there. We went. So I blackball places pretty easily, right? Like we'll go to eat there. I'll be like, we ain't coming back to this fucking place. She's like, we ain't even left yet. I'm like, I haven't taken a bite of my food, and I know I don't want to eat here again.
There's enough places out there to be able to do that.
100%. So we went to I bit the bullet. There was like a night 2 weeks ago or something like that, 2.5 weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
I get home and Vivi's like, I kind of just. She wanted like it was like a cold day. She was like, I kind of want like the soup and salad from Olive Garden. I was like, fuck, man.
Wait, so you just recently had Olive Garden?
No, listen.
I'm about to say, you can't tell me, I won't eat at Olive Garden, and I just had some Olive Garden 2 weeks ago.
So I'm like, she's like, do you want to go to Red Lobster, which I hate more than Olive Garden? Like, I fucking hate Red Lobster. Yo, if you like Red Lobster, you got a terrible palate. Like, it's fucking terrible.
You're about to piss off a lot of people.
This Red Lobster's fucking terrible. Only thing
I dislike
there's only
anything
one
seafood
reason.
anyway,
There's only one reason to go there, and that's the fucking biscuits. But I'll be damned if I go to a place to go.
And if I'm going somewhere specifically for the biscuits, I'm probably just go to Popeyes. I'll be fine with that.
and those are even like Popeyes biscuits are good, but they're dry as shit. Like you've seen those things where they're like, oh no.
Well, that's why you get gravy on the side.
The guy ate one and he died because he couldn't breathe. He couldn't get water. If I'm going to a place, Red Lobster is kind of overpriced. I know. I get.
Not a
I get
seafood
it.
person, so I ain't going there anyway.
I get that it's seafood. Seafood's overpriced. You know what
It is.
And I'm not.
I don't know why. Like they don't fish it like it shit. Fucking.
Well, you can't get fucking lobster out of Lake Michigan, motherfucker.
Well, I mean, no shit.
But so I'm not a huge seafood person, but I like seafood. Remember, I went with our pops to the that crazy crab. That was good. There were certain things I would get, some things I wouldn't get.
Yeah.
The shrimp is good. The issue is it comes with its face on. So whatever. But I'm not going to Red Lobster for fucking just Cheddar Bay biscuits. Okay.
No. I've been to
fancy ass name. You just put some cheddar on your fucking Pillsbury.
I've been to fancy seafood establishments, but I didn't get seafood. It was just like date night shit or whatever the fuck it was.
That's the beef.
We went to this place
Red
called
Lobsters.
Shaw's Crab House.
Crab Shack.
Yeah, Shaw's Crab. And I'm like, this place is real upscale, like seafood.
But
and
it's only-
nice and
is
all,
it
but I'm
only
like,
seafood there?
No, they got turf because they know that. I mean,
And that's what
most seafood places
yes.
are gonna have that.
Red Lobster
My
has
issue
it.
with that is, even if I'm eating a fucking steak while you're munching on your lobster, I smell it all in the air, and it makes me sick. That's what
really?
Yeah,
You can't
I
do the
don't-
smell?
I mean, like, I've done it successfully.
It
not
smells like some
fucking
nasty ass pussy.
Yeah, you know, like that's.
I saw another fucking prank. These pranks be getting out of hand. This girl got some like tuna and she put her hands on and she wiped like the juices on her, and the guy laid down on her lap and he's like, "What the fuck?" Like, he's like, "What the fuck
Yeah,
is
that's
this?"
nasty. Why would you even wipe that on yourself?
Nasty. But so I won't go to Red Lobster. So she was like, "You want to go?" I was like, "Fuck no, that place is terrible. I'd rather go to Olive Garden before Red Lobster." I'll put it that way.
Okay.
So she's like, "I just want soup and a salad." I was like, "What about like?"
Panera.
I was just trying to find. I was like, does Maggiano's like because I like Maggiano's, right? It's like 17 steps above Olive Garden.
I don't know about 17, but it's a couple steps above
it's for sure more. I just like it in general. They got the bread with the Parmesan and the olive oil. It's a little different.
Yeah. Sure.
So I was like, fuck it. That's what you want. I'll get. I probably wasn't gonna end up with either marsala or chicken fettuccine. Like, Alfredo. Why not? Because at least you know that.
Do you like how he says these things and immediately just contradicts everything he says?
No. Listen, you got to make the best of the situation. She wanted food. She wanted like a soup and salad, and I got it. I was like, I don't know where we can get that. Like the one that she likes the.
So wait, bottom line, you did have Olive Garden.
So we go to Olive Garden.
Finish your story.
We go to Olive Garden. I gotta paint the picture, bitch. So we get to Olive Garden. I sit down in my car. Okay. We get there. We park and.
Oh, you guys still do things old school. Where you pull up in person.
Yeah. Oh. You were just gonna get it delivered?
Just get things delivered these days. Yeah.
Oh, we're gonna go out.
I'm a hermit, remember? I
Well,
don't go
you
anywhere.
are a hermit. Fucking anyway. So I was like, oh shit, my wallet. So as I'm going back, I'm walking back. She's walking back. We meet. She's like, it's an hour wait from fucking Olive Garden. I was like, I'll be fucking damn. Listen,
They're trying to save the establishment. It's like when GameStop was about to go down in the beginning of this year, and they're like, pump all your money into it.
I already don't want to go there.
Yeah.
I ain't waiting an hour. I was like, I'd rather go eat a fucking hot dog from fucking Gene and Jude's before I eat this shit. Like, it ain't happening.
Yeah.
So she calls Maggiano's. They're like 15-minute wait. We're like we're in.
See, what does that tell you now, huh? Mister, it's like 17 steps above, yet the wait is like...
It's a bigger place.
Please, man. You know as good as I do.
No,
You've been to enough restaurants recently where you know that they're short-staffed everywhere, and it doesn't matter the size of the place.
Okay, well, would you rather fucking go to Maggiano's or Olive Garden? Don't think about it. Yes, which one?
I mean, here's the thing, though. I've had more things from Olive Garden than Maggiano's, and I can't really compare and contrast as well. Yes, Maggiano's is probably a little bit more upscale.
Anything you're going to get at Olive Garden, you're going to get a better version of at Maggiano's.
It's not true. I don't think that they have the same type of
They don't got
style
the bread. They don't got
fettuccine.
I think they do.
I don't think
they don't
so,
have.
That's not a legit Italian meal.
Then good. Don't have it. I had I don't know what I had. I forgot. But I enjoy Maggiano. But we didn't go to Olive Garden, long story short, because fuck that place.
Okay.
I don't even know why we started talking about that.
We started talking about pasta.
Yes, pasta's delicious. Oh,
all right.
But you do. Oh, so that's. I was trying to segue before we go to break. I was trying to segue because you were like, it's a messy ass dish, slurping all over the place. The pasta. You ever look? You ever be like, yeah, I did it. I didn't get nothing on me, and you look and there's just one small red dot.
It's cashmere.
So I washed. I went. Do you brush your teeth? Right out of the where do you brush your teeth in the morning? In the shower, or do you brush it at the sink?
Well, we already been through this. I take my showers in the evening time, not in the morning time.
Okay,
so I wake up in the morning.
You're a hermit, dirty motherfucker.
I brush my teeth, pee, go downstairs, set up the coffee, feed the dog.
All right, well
dog,
let me paint a situation and ask you what you would do then, because obviously you're a weirdo that doesn't leave the house anymore. You wake up in the morning, you got somewhere to be, right? Take a shower.
Yeah.
Because today you felt like being clean in the morning and not at night. So you take your shower, nasty. You take your shower, and you got to brush your teeth. Do you go get dressed first, or will you brush your teeth before all that?
I usually brush them before everything.
Smart man. Usually I do too.
Yeah,
I do.
It's in the morning. It's the first thing I make sure that I do. Especially because I know the rest of my day is gonna have at least like 3 cups of coffee, and I'm just gonna whatever. So I try to make sure that my teeth are protected. Daniel's nasty. I'll tell you about him later on. So yeah, I'll start my day, brush my teeth, regardless what, like if it's a work day, weekend, whatever. That's the first thing I try to make sure I do after I leave my room.
That's smart. I don't necessarily do it that way, but I mean,
well, because like oftentimes at nighttime I get too lazy to like go back. I try to make it a point, like if I'm gonna go to bed, that I'll brush my teeth before I go into the room, even if it's like 8:30, because I'm like this way.
At the minimum, I try to floss.
Yeah.
At the minimum, I try to floss.
Well, if you don't be flossing and not brushing, that's nasty. Poor Vivi got a stink.
I have my strategy. Anyway, I have my ways.
For the Listerine mouth breath.
Today, I got dressed and then I brushed my teeth, and I always know it's an issue that I do that because it's stupid.
It just drops onto your shirt.
There's like little
yeah.
I was like,
and then it just looks like a fucking.
It's a white crusty spot. I'm like, oh shit.
It's never what you want.
I wasn't changing my pants though.
And you know what? Here's the problem, right? Like my dog, he chews bone. His mouth is like it's droopy, so there's nothing stays in his mouth. And when he chews on his bone, there's like white foam all over his face, and then he's not shy about just walking up to you, like smacking you in your. So my leg half the time is covered with white crusty shit, and I'm like, yo, I promise, that's not anything.
That's not that. Not that.
No.
Anyway, I think it's time for a break, so we'll be back.
Cool, man. A do nothing type of Saturday, and it's been beautiful.
I haven't done nothing since Tuesday.
Yeah, but you've been sick, so that really is like the hindrance there.
There's like, do you know when you're gonna get sick? Do you feel like because I feel like, hey, dude, come on, man, you got all that nasty stuff. Back up, come on, back up,
Benjamin,
up.
Go sit down, man.
Yuck.
Sit. What's the hell wrong with you?
That thing dripping from your mouth is a little nasty, yo. But anyway, so
normal.
like I feel like everybody's body has like a specific
They're just telltale signs.
your telltale signs.
Like you know when things are not all right, man. I'm about to get sick. Like
yeah, like oh, I've been trying to fight it, but it's coming.
honestly, no. What happens for me is I'll wake up sick. Like the night before, I'll feel perfectly fine, and then like I'll wake up feeling like shit.
Really?
But it doesn't happen often. Like knock on wood, my immune system has been pretty fucking good.
Right.
And
I get that, and for the most part, mine was too. But like the last few months, I've been like I had the fucking stomach thing, and
yeah.
But I have a thing like my ankles, dude. Like if I'm laying down and I feel like I got a little bit of chills. You know, maybe not the best feeling.
Yeah.
You know, I caught like throughout the day. If I'm going to sleep and I feel like I have to stretch my ankles. Like I feel like
That's
tension.
weird. It's a weird telltale sign.
No,
ankles.
like I'll be like stretching, like, and I'll be like, they'll start to get like sore. That's where my joint soreness begins, and I know. So like if I've been sick,
So it's like when somebody knows it's gonna rain because their elbow starts acting up.
oh, my old elbow's acting up again. I guess it's going to rain.
That's exactly that.
No, it's a because like you know when you get sick, you get a little sore and your joints might start to be little whatever. Like I'll be laying in bed and I'll be chronically like cracking and stretching my ankles, just like because like
Interesting.
yeah. So like if after I've been sick, like it didn't happen this time. For some reason, this one was different. Like it was it's like sinus stuff, like a chest cold or something along those lines. And but like when I'm getting like if I've got the flu or body aches and man, like after like I've been sick for a few days, my ankles will be sore.
I think you're unique in that.
Wait a minute.
I've never heard anybody tell me that they start to feel it in their ankles first.
No, it's not necessarily feeling it in my ankles, but like
But that's what you're saying is like a telltale sign that you're gonna not be 100%.
I'll be stretching, like just trying to like, you know, out of discomfort. So I'll stretch, but obviously when you stretch, your ankles or your feet are gonna kind of like stretch out, and like I'll do that as I start to be more with like I'll start to do that more, like just trying to like because it's sore.
I think usually my
I don't know if it's weird or if like.
I feel like it's weird,
Are you
but
sure you weren't on drugs?
you dream that? No, I feel like usually my telltale sign is I'll have, if there is one, right? It's basically like I'll start to feel like chills frequently, you know?
The chills. Well, so that you're right. But the chills come first. Little bit of aches. Like you'll feel like that immune system kind of break down just a bit, right?
Yeah.
Throughout the day, and then when I get to finally laying down and I start to like feel, you know, actual sick because you kind of just let everything comes to a head. You're laying down. That's when I start to like I'll be trying to like stretch and just like Tylenol doesn't work.
Do you get like the post sick? I don't want to call them the shits because it's kind of like the opposite of that in a way.
It's like your body's like
Where you're
getting rid of toxins and shit.
Yeah, just like you have
What'd you think
unpleasant experiences.
Remember when we were going to start and I said, I'm going to go take a shit?
So you have unpleasant stomach experiences at the end of the
Being sick is the worst, man.
Yeah.
It really is. I needed a break from work. Believe me, I would have liked to have just been able to take a week off and not been sick.
Yeah.
You know, there's things I could have done around the house, but I was just trying to really keep my immune system chilling, you know?
It's almost like your body knows when you have time. Well, I mean, obviously this wasn't planned time off for you, but like if your body kind of knows when you have planned time off and you end up experiencing like the shit that your body has been trying to put off.
You know, I don't know. It sucked, but
yeah.
you know, it is what it is. I feel like I'm at the tail end. I'm still a little like there's like phlegm.
Yeah.
And I can feel it. It's not a lot, but you know, I'm not 100%, but I'm cool.
Yeah.
I'm heading back to work tomorrow. And yeah, man, it's just, you know, they say men being sick, like what do they call it? The man.
Listen, man, anytime a woman
what
has
do
told
they
me
call
you
it
get the
though?
man flu,
Man flu. I'm gonna beat you. Like, listen, man flu. It's flu.
The views and thoughts of Sam.
No, I'm not
beating
gonna
women is
beat you. But like, it's just a matter of like.
Women are the ones who do this. They tell you, "Oh, you're the man flu." Blah, blah. I've had women complain to me that if I'm sick,
Yo, once a week, I mean, once a month, I get this same treatment. Like,
I'm like, yo, first of all, you are the worst when you're sick. What the fuck are you talking about? Like, I hear you bitch about things all the time. If I'm complaining, I don't feel fucking good. That's not something you should be talking shit about.
Right, because men don't necessarily do that. Like,
right. Like, sorry, but sometimes I don't feel good, man. Fuck.
That's why men have like our own issues. Like, there's that 7 out of 10 suicides are men. Like, there's a
Yeah.
lot of like the men
Because
are
women try to shame us for having feelings. and
men
shit.
don't have a lot of that, but the society does that.
Yeah.
Men don't have a lot of outlets. Like there's like there's stats. Like there's no men's centers for battered men. You go tell somebody you're getting beat, they be like, well, man up. Like what?
I mean, in all fairness, I've been guilty of saying that.
Of course, but like it's not necessarily. That's because society has had you groomed that way. It's
true.
So like they don't really.
I'm a product of my
so
environment.
men don't necessarily give you their I'm feeling this way all the time. So if I'm like, yo, I'm sick. Treat me fucking fairly. What the fuck, man? Don't make me be mad at you. Like, it's the worst to be like, oh, you sick? And now I got to argue with you while I'm sick. Make me sicker. This is why I tell Vivi, I'm like, yo, women's maybe top 5 reasons for being here are to put men's blood pressures at alarming rates. Like,
It's true.
Amongst other really great things. At probably number 5, it's to give men high blood pressure.
Listen, Ludacris said it best. I really
Get
feel like
back, you don't know me like
No,
that.
not that. He said, I really feel like women are some of the strongest human beings, but why did you make them so emotional? And other minor things. I don't know what the other minor things are, but I guess it's individual to each woman.
I mean, it's that's, not every woman's gonna be.
You know, we're not a woman bashing podcast.
No,
I just wanted
I'm
to
just-
say that
no.
Ludacris summed it up well. Is all
We're
I'm
not
saying.
bashing anybody. We're talking about how women bash us for feeling like
It's true. Yeah. See, I'm so conditioned by
You
society.
see?
I apologize for that.
Listen, it's when it comes to being sick, I don't like it. We don't care for it. Like men aren't like raised to be like, oh, I am so I'm so sick and need help.
But I am a pretty supportive person when the other one is sick. Hey, you need some soup? Like you want a blanket?
Well, luckily Vivi knows. Like Vivi is she's an outlier. I'll give her that. Like when it comes to like she'll say, oh, you like she'll give me shit sometimes. But for the most part, if I say I'm sick, you can tell in a person's face if they're actually being sick.
Right.
Now, when it comes to the downgrading of it, it can't be that bad. That is when I have issues. That's when I ball my fist and I just say, woman, I want to kill you so bad. I hate everything.
Yeah.
Andy
I mean,
Bernard punched the wall twice. That's all I'm saying.
Listen, you know, if you want us to be respectful of the way that you feel and your
No, I mean,
all those
listen,
things,
we'll still be
ask-
respectful.
I just ask for the same respect.
Once every year when I feel like this.
It's not often that I'm sick.
No,
You ain't got to
but
deal with it regularly.
it's funny that there's actually a man flu, but nobody says women flu.
It's not man.
You can't say woman flu. Then everybody feels like you're bashing women. But you can call man flu?
I don't know.
That's like really putting a negative connotation on it because it's obvious.
Yeah, and
It's the same flu you get,
that's
but I
fine.
have a cock. And that's what
But that's fine to them. They're allowed to say that. I am at a point in life where I don't know what's acceptable to say to who about what when things are what. I don't know.
I'm gonna just start calling it woman flu. You got the woman flu?
Like, oh, you got the ovary flu, huh?
That's a little far. It's a little far, my man.
What? No. Because again, we're
ovaries get flu?
We're in a world now where you can't
Oh,
gender, and you know you got to be careful.
See you.
So if you have ovaries,
So I got an idea. Let's switch the topic.
Word up. Back to Thanksgiving, I guess. Listen, I would like to just make sure that I say this to you people out there, okay? Thanksgiving or Indigenous People Day, whatever.
As it were.
It should be that should be your main concern. I know Christmas is coming, but like, don't rush to eat by 7 o'clock. Leave so that you can go Black Friday shop.
Yo,
I don't think that shit has any place. I feel like Black Friday should not be anywhere near Thanksgiving. It should be at least maybe like a week afterwards, before, but it should not be the day after.
if you are leaving,
Like, how did that get decided when Black Friday is? Why are they like, oh yeah, we're gonna do it like Cyber Monday? Switch it, make it Cyber Friday. You can stay at your crib. You can shop online real quick. On Monday, you can go out and
I
shop.
saw a status the other day, right? And it said something about why are all of you so eager to run out on Thanksgiving to go buy those cheap TVs? Where's last year's? What did you do at last year's TV?
That's true.
That
Every year you need
another one?
a door buster. Or whatever.
If you've gone to Black Friday events for the last 10 years and bought a TV, what are you doing with your TVs that they're not lasting that 12 months? What have you done with your TV? or do you have a plethora of televisions in your house?
Like, you one in every room, fool.
Right, like there's one in the bathroom, there's one in the kitchen.
And by the time I get every room with a TV, well, the first TV now is no longer good because it's been like 8 years. So now I need to go again and get that. And it just...
I don't even remember, like, when we were kids, we had the TV in the living room.
Mm-hmm.
I had a TV, or we had a TV.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even think our parents had one.
I don't believe so.
So there was like one TV in the house, two. But one was not really a TV from the ages. It was of different ages.
Yes.
It was the click, 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 UHF, VHF, turn dial, fucking antenna like this with some foil. Like we talked about it. I had to keep changing. Remember that?
Yep.
So,
the old days of trying to find signal on it was much different.
And it's crazy. And then when me and you had an apartment, you had a TV. We had a 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't think you include the bathroom as a room. You do, but not necessarily. It's like not a living room.
Right.
It's not a living area.
It's a room in which you do things.
It's where you poo-poo.
Yeah. Well, it might be where you have a cup of coffee
pee-pee.
and sit on the toilet.
Poo-poo, pee-pee.
Man, we like to shit with the door open and shit.
I love shitting with the door open. It's like liberty.
Well, as I explained to you before, it's hard for me to do that here because in our living room, we got like 2 big patio doors, and then above them, we have 2 big-ass windows.
There's no way.
And at nighttime, like, there's a direct line of sight. So, like, for the people behind us.
What?
I'm not shitting with the door open where there's 2 dudes who live right behind me.
Let me say something. Let me say something.
I could see directly into their house. Motherfucker, I know they could see directly into my house.
No. If you're looking so far into my house that you look past the windows,
You don't even have to do that,
up
though.
the stairs,
Literally,
into the bathroom, and all the way to the toilet.
At nighttime, right? Because these windows are so fucking big.
Can you imagine? You're just like...
And you just look over and they're staring at you. Yeah, pretty much. And that's the fucked up thing. Like, if it's dark outside and my bathroom light is on, right? Because my bathroom was like right at the top of the stairs.
I've had a Scully on.
You
like,
could
for
see
like 4 days
directly.
straight. My head is like it needs air.
Yeah.
I've had head hair for a week.
But you could see fucking directly into it.
I get it. I get it. Well, the pee-pee room. But so me and Adam had his room, the living room, my room, kitchen, bathroom.
Yeah, and the one that I had in my room was a 20-inch
No,
TV
that's
that
what I
I
was getting
bought.
at. Adam had a TV, I had a TV, and then the living room had a TV. So 3 out of the 4 rooms in the house had a TV going.
See how things changed.
That's what I'm getting at. Me and Vivi have 2 TV rooms, essentially. But we also have a TV in the bedroom, right? Like,
Yeah.
and I don't.
How many Black Friday doorbusters did you guys
You got any more brain busters? Is it busters or teasers? Busters. Yeah. Buster. We only bought the 2 when we moved in. We bought 2 TVs at the same day on Black Friday, right? Because they were like, we got a good deal. We got 2 TVs, one for a back room, like we use as a TV room, kind of like another. It's an extension of the house because it's not the largest apartment.
Right.
And then one in the living room. The one in the bedroom is one that I bought the day that, or the month Adam moved in to my apartment in 08.
So many years ago, yeah.
Yeah. So like that's the one I used in that room. So it's not like it's bad. The one I brought here, so that's the thing. Vivi had when we moved together, she had a 32-inch in her room in her old apartment.
Yeah.
I had a 32-inch in mine, right? So that's why I have 2 32-inch TVs that haven't been used in 4 years. So that's why I brought this. Now I just got to find the cord for you.
Yeah.
But it's just funny think about like how many fucking, TVs you had when you were a kid. And now you have like
You just gave me an
multiples.
idea. Maybe.
You have the cord?
No.
Oh.
But because that TV, first of all, it's small, it's light, right around the size of this canvas.
Put it right there?
No. But during after parties, well, we can put it there. So during after parties, we can just have put like a digital after party logo on the screen and just turn it on.
That and we can watch watch-alongs.
That's true.
That might be it. That's the workaround.
Yeah, look at us.
Look at us. We doing our thing. Look at us. We just gon' sing and ding the lane. What you thought to do? Fuck you and you too. And
You just
it don't stop.
just rap
and it
ding-a-ling?
don't stop. All right. Excuse me, man. I'm hazy brained and fucking. I don't know where I'm at right now, but it's all good. So
Motherfucker said ding-a-ling, yo.
ding-a-ling. I ain't
Motherfucker
going
said ice cream, B.
have fun in there, yo. Yeah. So yeah, I think that's a good idea.
Sorry, sometimes I just get thinking. When
No,
we're
I think
here,
that I think that's a good idea. Look into a TV bracket for a 32-inch.
okay.
I gotta find this cord.
But see, that's kind of how I always kind of pictured the watch-alongs anyway, where the camera is kind of behind us, so you can see both of us, like our silhouette type of thing. But you can see what we're watching.
To be fair, we never.
Because I don't think they need to see our faces.
I've been meaning
They're
to
supposed
bring
watch
this. I've been meaning to bring this. Right? They don't need to see our fucking faces.
Not for the
Basically,
watch-along.
all they want to see is our feet. Ask me what size again. And go up, show ass, Mr. Postman.
Timestamp that, bitch.
They ain't been timestamping none of that lately.
Good,
But good. They just been asking what size shoe we wear, like some fucking weirdos.
12,
So,
fool. Send me some.
but to be fair, I've been meaning to bring this, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm 11 and a half, 12. If I get an Air Force One, chances are you want to get that in 11.
Really?
Yes. You too.
No.
For sure.
No.
I promise.
I don't
you.
want any Air Force Ones.
No, I get.
I got Jordan ones.
I'm
They're
saying,
better.
I'm just saying, if you were to buy some, make sure you get them in size small. 100%. I want a half size. It's not even enough.
I have to go and try mine again because
Yeah,
even
no,
when
they fit really big.
even when I was
fit
in high
like
school,
10s.
Air Force Ones fit 12.
Yeah, they fit.
times
They
for me,
fit.
So
I don't know. They're big now. Really big. It's fucking the last or whatever they're using.
check it out. You know, I feel like there's no standard to their sizes. Like a
We
12.
talk about that. Nobody has
Yeah.
standard size. Like I got a large in Nike. It's not the same as large in like Target.
Well, yeah,
Target brand.
guess they're. Yeah.
But to be fair, I've been meaning to bring this TV here for a while.
Yeah.
You know,
You brought it last week. Just we don't have the right cord.
So I brought it last week. I'm looking for the cord. I brought 3 last week, and how none of them were the one, I just don't know. It's like it's funny. It's the shape that's not 2 circles, but it's like a flat side and then a circle.
I kind of want to just put like a projector screen and pull that shit down.
But like it's funny you say that. But
So we
I
can-
think a TV there would be cool because it's pretty much that size. We could we can really do a nice little thing, and I think that's how the after parties will have some watch-alongs. So instead of us putting a picture-in-picture, we're just gonna press play. You press play with us and
Bitch,
enjoy.
press play.
We could do that next week. I just got to find the cord.
We're gonna set it up. We're gonna figure it all out. You know, whatever.
Yeah.
Don't even worry about it. You'll see the
Bow,
final
bow.
product when you see the final product. And
You should have
again,
that.
huh?
Chicka-chicka. Bum, bum.
But why the bomb afterwards?
Because that's the bum, bum, chicka chicka. Oh,
Chicka bomb bomb, chicka
yeah.
bomb bomb.
No, you're thinking the wrong thing. God, I hate you.
But yeah, so Thanksgiving, right? 'Cause
Yes.
that's where we at. That's,
We've been there
That's
the
the,
whole-
theme of
the
today.
whole
That's where we're
episode.
supposed to be at. That's where we're supposed to be. Yeah. So I don't know. Is there what else is there on the topic? Football games.
You know, when it comes to football,
desserts.
desserts, I like. Well, I like the idea that
Because like
people-
pumpkin pie and cranberry bread are typical.
Yes, that's true.
Apple pie.
Apple pie is probably going to be there, but I'm not the biggest dessert guy traditionally. Right?
It depends on
not
the
tradition-
dessert.
That's not the word. Not traditionally, but
Historically.
Historically, I'm not the largest.
Historically, I'm kicking bitches out like Pam.
Yep, going ham. Me and Jigga.
So you're not a
Yo,
historically
we have
a big,
to talk about that fucking anyway. That Kanye thing before we're done today.
Yeah.
So I'm not like I love desserts. I do, but I'm not I'm gonna eat.
Well, like Pop. Okay, disclaimer. Pop has like the biggest sweet tooth.
Yeah, our dad has got a sweet tooth like no other.
He finishes dinner and he's like, "All right, Flo, for
and,
dessert."
and if I'm not careful, I can fall into a pattern like that.
Oh yeah.
But I'm not let's eat, and then after we eat, we're gonna have some dessert guy.
No, I can
I'm a
wait a
guy
little
that's
bit.
like, hey, I can go for some cake.
I need to wait.
Like on
dessert.
a random whatever. Like
Yeah.
I don't necessarily.
I do
need
like
to be
something
eating
like
before.
it doesn't have to be dessert per se, but I do like something sweet to cap my meal.
On a regular day. You talking about?
I mean, like it
Like-
doesn't have to be something, but like it's a. I don't want to even necessarily say preferred, but it's just a nice little cap to the meal. Sometimes if you have a little sweet something afterwards.
So I try to remain away from the sweets as much as possible. Obviously, I'll be in the gym and shit. But like, I
work out.
I work out. But the issue is, I mean, I do like sweets a lot, but I don't keep them in the house. When it comes lately, I've been okay with a nice dessert after we've eaten. It's whatever. on Thanksgiving, I really miss the days of like only for certain reasons of food volume having dinners with all the other family because people would bring a specific. You'd get like a pecan pie, you get fucking apple pie, you get a pumpkin pie, you get like people. You bring cookies. There's ice
Just
cream,
mad pies and cakes and shit. And
I blow dice and throw them 45 by my scrotum because you said mad pies. Blow dice and throw them.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Manifest the do or die slogan.
This guy.
Anyway, 20 guards popping Willies on Kawasaki's. Hip hop's got me on some old spraying shots like a drum roll. Blanking out, never miscount the shell my gun hold. I don't stunt, I regulate. Henny and Sprite, I separate. I'm all about
drum roll. I gave you a drum roll.
Oh, I'm all about.
That's also what I got to do.
Sex.
That's another sound I got to load into the drum roll. Yeah.
MCs are crawling out every hole in the slum. You be eye like blood money and a pimp's cum. I made it like that. I bought it like that. I'm living like that. Man, Rico. Anyway,
that's same word they try to keep up.
Little. It was written for you.
Mm-hmm. That's exactly what it was, which is arguably my top Nas album.
Yeah, I would say so.
I like Illmatic, but
I saw Vivi showed me a video regarding Snoop, right, telling a story about, I guess during the whole Death Row thing back in the day, Nas was at a club when Death Row was there. So he said, the way he said, he's like, Nas don't got a lot of people with him, but if you know what I'm saying, Nas got a lot of people with him, right? He's like, he said, I'm a gangbanger, right? I know. He's like, I recognize things, right? So I guess they put the video kind of like in the middle of the story for them. They didn't really say what was happening before, so it must have been some sort of during the height of the tensions of East Coast West Coast.
Yeah,
and
got involved in the whole East Coast West Coast thing, and
they both being
that he's from Chicago, they both banged.
Speaking of that, rest in peace, Young Dolph.
Yep.
We'll get a little bit further into that, but he reminded me because Dolph is from Chicago, man. He's my age.
You're just gunned down.
Yeah, he was just gunned down in his hometown or his adopted hometown of Memphis. Rest in peace, man.
Then, of course, in usual jackassery, there was gunfire at his memorial.
But we will address that a little further. But rest in peace to him.
Yes, rest in peace.
So he was saying that Nas was there, right? And Nas came up to Tupac, right? Or he said that he walked up to them, and I guess Snoop said something. He saw people, they had their hands on it, whatever, with Nas. So he stepped back and he said, and Nas came up to Tupac, "What up, Pac? I'm a fan, man. I love your music." And then Pac said, he's like, "Oh, you a fan?" He's like, "I punked you. I punked that motherfucker. I punked this motherfucker. Like, I punked all y'all." He's like, "If you a fan, then don't say nothing, right?" And he's like, I would never say something like I'd never punk you or do something like that. He's like, "I love you," and he dapped him up and hugged him, and then he left. And
so Nas told him that I would never say anything about punking.
No. Nas told him, I forget the exact words, but he was like, I'd never do and pick a word for animosity or whatever.
Right.
He's like, I wouldn't. I love you, and he dapped him up and hugged him and pieced him out. And Pac was like, yeah, and he told Snoop, he's like, yeah, I just punked that motherfucker. He was like, in my mind, he was like, nah, he just gave us a pass. Like, I don't know.
I'm gonna let y'all live tonight.
And I don't know if they were in New York or if they were in LA, because the story didn't really establish that, but it just makes you think about those times. Like, that was like peak Nas, peak Death Row, peak that era right around 96 with fucking It Was Written.
Yeah.
Man, arguably, probably Nas's best album. Illmatic, probably the most impactful album of all time in hip hop, in my opinion. They got fucking Harvard classes about Illmatic, man. It's just a beautiful album. I always hate how it feels so short, but it's 10 precise tracks.
It's just it's a good intro to Nas, But it was written, of course, is more polished.
It's
More,
just
he had a budget behind
It's
it.
polished, but it's not. That first one is more raw. It's more. It's not as.
Trust me, and I'll never tell you, hey, I don't like Illmatic, but it was written as
I got
just
the
gonna be
first,
number one
the
for me.
10th, and the 20th anniversary editions of the Illmatic. I would like to have it on.
True Nas fan, ladies and gentlemen.
I would like. I'd like to have it on vinyl, but that'll come again eventually, I guess.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I'm a huge Nas fan. Funny enough, and I fucking hate myself. I haven't listened to the new Nas album because King Disease 2.
I haven't either. No.
I listened to the first one. King's Disease.
I listened to a
1
couple
is
of tracks on it,
fucking
but
phenomenal. But they're saying that this shit is maybe album of the year. I gotta listen.
I'm so behind on all the new music, man. Even when our year end recap comes along, we're trying to figure out like who had the best album. Blah blah blah.
we didn't get
I'm
one
gonna have
last
no
year.
idea.
I can't wait. We haven't had one of those in a minute.
Yeah.
That's good. I'm looking forward to that.
I'm not gonna have much to contribute. I gotta go back and catch up.
Well,
but I do have
you
some
can do that.
time. I have some PTO at work. I'm gonna take some time off. Maybe I'll use some of
Just
that
put
time
a
to
list
catch up on
together of albums that you through the year that came out. You know what I mean? And just there's the Griseldas, there's the Drakes, there's fucking the J. Have you heard
I'm
of
gonna
J.
have
Cole?
to be. Yeah.
J. Cole's that is on my list as probably album of the year, more than likely. But I think Voice of the Heroes came out this year too. I really enjoy Voice
I'm gonna
of
have
the
to
Heroes.
put together a list of what came out, what have I heard, what have I not heard, and then go through and catch up on some of these things. Obviously, I don't care about all of it, but there's certain things that
I became a fan of some more artists this year, like Lil Baby and Durk, Rod Wave. Who else?
some of them are. Okay. And again, it's like a lot of their sound. I like the cuts that aren't like
The mainstream joints.
Yeah, the shit that's everything. You know what I mean? Like I'm always a B-side person anyway. Like,
of course,
but-
B-sides are where the gems are at usually.
Right.
But I think
Just that-
my nose is.
But just like that whole the culture of what hip hop is to the new generation right now. There's a sound. I don't like the things that typically fall under that. There are obviously exceptions to the rules. But when you name people like Lil Baby, who he was Artist of the Year last year, right? So like you're talking about a big act that is extremely popular.
Yeah.
Some of the stuff that's not quite popular with like the less informed fan base, right? So the people who aren't diehard fans who know all of his cuts, the people who I like the shit that like is behind the.
Yeah, but that's the best thing about Spotify to me is you can kind of just dig into somebody's catalog for the most part.
Yeah.
Unless you're talking about an artist who was releasing prior, the SoundClouds and the just the mixtapes that aren't necessarily going to be
and whatnot.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Like I would say just kind of like there's a lot of them sound the same. A lot of them do.
Yeah.
R&B is probably for me where it's at usually. For the most part, on a weekly basis, you'll hear me listen to more R&B as it is than hip hop right now.
Yeah.
But that's kind of like where I've always loved R&B.
Who was it? I don't know if it was last year or the year before, but Sky Zoo had put out a project that I really fucked with, and then I was like, all right, he's not usually mentioned very much, like in the hip hop world for whatever reason, but he's nice. And
Max will probably tell you he likes Sky Zoo, I think.
And because I think right around that time, like a couple months after him and his sister, I went to a concert or some shit and saw him.
Yeah, he's seen him multiple times, I think.
Yeah, but I'm just like, first of all, that's one of the. It's funny, like the people who kind of like get lost in the conversation and it's like probably the same type of shit that Jada said, right? Like, oh, we don't sell like that, but we the hottest in the game. Like, there's no reason for us not to. So like, I was looking for like a new project for him, right? Like, the culture of dropping once a year isn't really a thing anymore, so you don't really know when to find it. But it's just one of those albums that like, I was like, all right, this is it's away from today's popular sound. And it kind of fits into the mold of like the MC and fucking like actual rap shit. And I don't know why I'm going like super in depth with this. Obviously, it's not a recent album, but it's just one of those things that like there are good projects for your hip hop student, your thoroughbred,
like the go-to listen to.
Right, you'll find them. It's just like they're sometimes hard to find because again, like this is not.
And the algorithm doesn't necessarily won't put all the music that's new that day on the, like if you go to new releases, it's like, yo, if you can cater everything in my fucking algorithm on YouTube and Facebook and IG and all this other bullshit,
Because of all the shit that you
why
see
don't
on
you
my
fucking cater my goddamn Spotify to what I want to listen to? Fuck your little agenda.
Apple Music has the same problem because
like-
if you go in and look at like you go to under the hip hop rap category and you go to the new releases and that's where all the new albums are. I'm like, yo, you know what I have downloaded on my shit?
Yeah.
It's stored in this same fucking thing. Like, why are you should show me like the more MC style
What
shit,
is it
not-
that I put here? Like, don't give me all these fucking little, like, there's a lot of music that don't matter to you, but there's a lot that'll come out that you'll be like, oh, why didn't I know this came out?
Right.
You got to search the fucking artist actually to see.
And I don't know if it's like this Spotify, but when you first sign up for Apple Music, they have you choose like some of the artists that you like and like
Doesn't
your
matter.
whatever
None
your
of that-
preferences.
none of that matters.
No.
They don't do. They just
Which,
put.
uh,
It's all politics and what
damn
the interest groups are going to want. Who wants to be
Well,
pushed?
it's also the label paying for
Yeah,
front
exactly.
facing.
Exactly.
But I mean,
SEO
even
or
with
whatever.
that, like,
Search engine.
yeah,
optimization.
why are you tracking my data if you ain't gonna use it?
Like, that's all I'm saying. But yeah, not too much music's come out. I do want to just. There's a few musical topics. Nori's interview with Kanye, which I believe we spoke about the first part, but he released the second part of the interview.
Okay, I haven't watched it.
There is I didn't listen, and I keep hearing it's a really great interview. I have. Entertaining at the very least, but 100% entertaining.
It's just something about listening to Kanye talk that makes me want to poke him in the eyes.
Yeah,
nowadays,
don't you want to punch him sometimes?
Always, right in the throat, like wow.
Like, I get it. He operates on another wavelength than we do. You know, I get that he has some trauma that's probably affected the way he views things and talks.
But that's what life is.
Right. Life is trauma. I get that he might even be kind of a genius to some extent, right? Musically, for sure.
Yeah.
But like, even beyond that, maybe his mind thinks on a different like wavelength, and that's fine. Genius or not.
Processes the world around him differently.
But like, there's something about the way his attitude nowadays. Like, my biggest beef that I've had so
Just the sound of his voice has like a smugness to it that just makes me want
yeah.
to punch him in his vocal cords.
So my biggest beef thus far is the thing that he said about backpackers. He's like, I know that, I did pose as a backpacker back then. He's like, but that's kind of what I was doing. He's like, Kanye isn't really from the streets though, right?
Kanye he's from
the
South
hood.
Side,
He's from the hood, but he ain't a street dude.
No.
Right?
No.
And listen, I don't
I mean,
know.
he told you that his boy protected him, called him fucking, what do they call it?
And that's where my beef is recently. Like, he said that he wasn't a backpacker. He's like, I'm sorry, I don't really like that stuff. No, Kanye, I just saw a picture of you wearing a fucking velvet fucking blazer with like some sort of like pirate shirt
And
underneath.
even if
like,
if today he's like, oh, I don't identify with college dropout Kanye, that's fine.
you can change.
Yeah.
But don't tell me that you weren't a backpacker.
Yeah.
We know for a fact you were.
Motherfucker, you were on the cover with a backpack.
He posed apparently. And that's the disrespect. Like, yo, are you fucking kidding me? I don't like Mos Def right now, but I loved Mos Def back then, and I love Talib Kweli. Like, that's disrespect to dudes who you were with back then. Like, who the fuck? Like, what kind of person are you? Like, you. I promise you, I feel like Kanye now is kind of a poser. Right?
Yeah.
In regards to like his attitude towards things. I think he just says shit for shock value and to say things.
It reminded me.
Sound bites.
Dave, if you're watching this, you still owe me a Black Star album, bro. The fuck?
What happened?
Well, back in the day, we were, I forgot like what we were doing. We were walking through somewhere and there was, I fucking saw this album on the ground and I was like, what the fuck is this? And it was a Black Star album. And I was like, oh shit. There was like a couple tracks that skipped a little bit, but like for the most part, CD worked perfectly. So Dave borrowed it from me. I think he lost it, or I don't know specifically what happened. And for years now, he was supposed to replace that shit.
I remember Dave lost my damn Jagged Edge movie. Jagged Edge album, the Jagged Little Thrill or whatever the fuck it is. But I feel like that's disrespect. Like, I feel like Kanye now isn't genuinely him. Like, I feel like he's turned into whatever he decides he wants to be that day. Like, why you cut your eyebrows off? Why? Because they're like antennas or something. Like, he's weird,
in
man.
your way.
But I just feel like it's disrespectful to say that shit because we all know you were a backpacker and don't fucking like. Why? What's the point of saying that? Nori's like, I don't even. How do I even? Did he just say that? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Well, it's like I didn't ever get the vibe back then that you're being your authentic self. You're talking about your polos and how fucking they look at you funny because the way you dress, but you're like, fuck them because it's how I dress. Your Jesus walks, right? Like, hey, I owe everything to Jesus. I could have been dead in a fucking Lexus, but I'm here now. So like, I felt there's a reason why I liked Kanye in that era, because Kanye was an authentic Kanye then, and he was giving you his truth regardless of what people were thinking about him. Like, if you wanted to be commercially successful, but this wasn't the route you wanted to go, which one is you? Because College Dropout, Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy, 808s, and whatever the fuck you're doing now. Like, there's 4 different Kanyes since we've been here.
and you're entitled in life. I feel like you should be entitled.
But don't tell
to
me that
change
hasn't
and
been
mature.
you now. Like,
No,
what are you looking at it
that's true.
embarrassed?
Right. Acknowledge it that as it was.
You are who you are today because of what you were then.
Yeah.
Like, yes, obviously you were a producer for Rockefeller. Like, that comes with its own clout, you know? But then you have fucking Dame Dash talking about he's a producer on the rock. He rap better than most rappers. Like, what the fuck wrong with you?
I just I don't know. I tend to have beef with Kanye because of that. And I don't know. I'm probably gonna watch the interview at some point. I might get bored.
I think everything he does is just for shock value and to sell an album at this point.
I'd agree. I think he's become very good at that tactic, and it worked, and that's cool. I haven't listened to Donna, and I probably won't, but
I would like to give him the respect to listen to it because of just the sentimentality behind it, and what his mom meant. And most people who have a mom have that kind of sentimentality.
Of course. But there's too many things that I don't like about him right now that make me not want to literally hear him rap. But we'll see. I might listen to it. Whatever. I just kind of wanted to address that.
Yeah.
The Dolph situation, man.
Yeah.
That's sad, and for so many reasons, because he did so much in his community. It's like, who the fuck? It's sad because they tend to take the guys that are really doing positive things, becoming a positive influence.
And this is becoming all too familiar of a story for Chicago MCs, right?
Like Chicago, but
obviously, I'll swear here. But
I mean, it happened. Look.
But it's like a big culture here. Like, artists from here, either they're getting shot left and fucking right, and it's like, I don't know, because Chicago is not the place where people are like, even if you're a fucking like a GD, you're not on a rap track like
which Adam isn't.
Like,
no, they are.
I mean, just
no.
The underground ones, not like the big.
Now the culture is now to represent your gang culture.
Well, it's always been,
but I don't. It's like your gang, but it's also your turf. It's a turf war, really. That's what it is. Like,
I'm talking about on the track.
Yeah, they do. That's the drill music. That's what drill music is. They rap about who they're killing and who's gonna die or why, what they're. And this is street shit. Just like Joe Budden, we shouldn't really be talking about it. But like, they're rapping about their numbers. Like, oh shit, y'all down 2. Like, meaning y'all down 2 bodies. Like, it's fucked up. Yeah. And I don't think that it's just the way the culture has gotten to be. Like, in terms of, and that's everywhere in the South and in New York. Everything's bad like that.
Yeah.
I just want to comment more on the, you lose the Nipseys, right? Nipsey, a couple of years. What has it been? 3 years now since Nipsey passed, man.
2 or 3.
2018, I think. 3 years almost.
Yeah, maybe.
But yeah, so you see Nipsey pass, and Nipsey was a fucking,
because that was right around this time of the year too, I believe.
No, it was later, earlier in the year, like March. I think April 9th.
I don't think so. I thought it was like October, September.
No, I think it was earlier in the year for sure, first quarter or something like that. But anyway, it's just sad to see these like positive influences leaving because street politics and just young people doing things that aren't necessarily, or jealousy or whatever it is. It's not worth it, man. And there's just too many people passing and too many people dying. Dolph was literally a fucking such a positive influence in his community down there. And I don't know, because I'm not down there, I don't really know. But apparently, he was for the youth, and he was buying.
Well, the fucked up thing is, and it's an unfortunate reality of this whole thing is, if you started out a street dude and you were involved in street shit, and that's about as specific as I'm gonna get, and then you take off and all of a sudden you make it successful and you're big, you were still a street dude first.
Yeah.
And whatever problems you had then, they don't go away. Whatever beefs you had back then, they don't go away. Like, they saw that you got big. They're like, great, cool for you. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
And that's just kind of how things.
And that's why they say, you know, staying where you grew up or where you're from, it's gonna be the demise, you know.
And it's
not,
fucked up.
not everybody. Vaughn got killed in Atlanta, but
and what's his face? Now I feel fucked up because I can't remember his name. But he got gunned down in his house at Cali.
Pop Smoke. But
yep.
but like and
he was like in the hills. Like,
yeah,
he wasn't in fucking
it
Compton.
doesn't even matter anymore. People know where you're at because you're able to post it. You know what I'm saying? But like Nipsey was killed right in front of his fucking Marathon store in his own hood. You know, and then fucking this guy was killed in front of a cookie shop that he frequented often, right in front of in his town.
Yeah.
It sucks, man, and it needs to stop. And you know, I don't know, I can't report too much on it because I don't really know. But all I'm saying is, you know, life is too precious, man. So let's treat it as such. Let's treat each other like just get out, stay out the way, man. Stay out the way, get the bag if you can, and like enjoy life. Like why?
Even though the origins of this upcoming holiday are not good origins, the sentimentality of the whole be thankful thing, that's
still
that's
be
a true
thankful.
one.
Still be mindful and thankful of things.
Mindful is important. We need a day to be mindful. Hey, let's take inventory. You know, what are we doing here? How do we make sure we stay on a positive track? That's not something that's ever really put too much focus on. And I think a lot of the problem with these guys who are street dudes turned famous, popular, whatever,
mindset.
Not even that. They don't keep the right crew around them. People keeping them in check. People making sure that, hey, listen, you got like things now. Like there's things to live for now. There's like
you're the breadwinner here,
right? Like
I'll take that.
A lot of people are depending on you to eat. You know what I mean? Like that type of shit. And it shouldn't necessarily be that, right? But like it's true. Like you get big, and then when you do go back to your hood, you're trying to like build it back up and put that money back in and take care of everybody. And
not everybody's gonna appreciate the fact that you're able to do it and they can't.
No, so do it, but smart. Don't go by yourself, or you know what I mean. Like you have a team.
I get you. I'm with you on that.
You know.
But so rest in peace to Dolph, man. And,
yes.
And you know, that being said, I think let's get the sneakers. Unless you got something.
Well, I don't want to cover this too deeply, but I would like to say fuck you to this Kyle Rittenhouse, everybody in Wisconsin.
Yes.
Listen, Wisconsin is the nastiest place I've ever known.
I wouldn't want to go to Kenosha, would you? I've been there.
I mean, yeah, we have family there, but
it's like America's Wang.
It's really a terrible place. But regardless, this was like the dumbest fucking thing. The only thing that I could really think of outside of the fact that like, yeah, this motherfucker, he killed people. Like it's an open and shut case to me. Outside of that, you now have exonerated or let off or I don't know, whatever. You dismissed the case for this kid who now the world's at least the states are going to blow back up into protests. There's going to be people who are hurt, violence, destruction. All that's just going to occur. It is what it is. So now, because you wanted to let this little white American face off,
little fat,
make an example,
big face fuck,
make an example out of him in the way that, hey, if you're a little white kid, you can get away with this. Now you just like caused all this other fucking bullshit. There's like a domino effect that's not realized here.
It's
judge,
realized.
I hope that judge fucking has a heart attack on a fucking stand.
He's a piece of shit.
He literally like swayed everything so that it could be as much in his favor as possible. And I'm like,
of course. But it's by design. It's fucked up. And
I just want people to know where we stand.
No, they know. They know us. They know us well enough to know.
Do they though? Because we have a bunch of new subscribers.
Well, know what we know, or know what we say, or know how we feel.
Yeah.
Fucking
fuck that. Fuck them. Yeah. The whole shit is stupid.
As long as you agree with that, you can talk about my feet all you want. Anyway,
but preferably not in my comments.
Yes, not like that. No, not like that. Not like that. So yeah, sneakers, man.
All right, cool. It looks like we both kind of took the 11 route today.
Yes, we did. I did this for a specific reason.
Well, for just to be fair here, we didn't like coordinate this. No. I put my shoes on my chair when he came up. They were already there, and I didn't know he had 11s on until he got here. But yeah, so these little Carolina low tops. I don't know. I just feel like if I can put the right positivity into the atmosphere,
Yeah.
that December 17th, the day after my birthday.
Is it the 17th or 11th?
I believe it's the
Or the
17th.
10th? Okay.
So December 17th, the day after my birthday. Keep that in mind. There's cool gray 11s that come out.
Yeah, I know.
I'm
Believe
size
me.
12.
Believe me.
So I figure
know.
maybe if I'm like put the 11 energy into the air, that it'll come back to me. You know, like a boomerang.
Like wafting it. No, I wore these because they had if you're a sneakerhead, you know, the sneakers app had a shock drop. What was it, Wednesday? Thursday?
Somewhere around there midweek.
Yeah, sometime around there. For the cool gray 11s. Apparently 100,000 men's pairs were released. I was like, I'm getting a pair for sure. I didn't.
I didn't even know that happened, and I was mad because I'm like,
I'm mad about it. Not happy. These are the 2010 release. They are pretty beat. They could use a sprucing up, if you will. But I don't want to have to. I want to be able to retire these, put them to the side, or wear them when I feel like I'm going somewhere that might beat them up a little bit, but I don't mind.
okay,
Put those there. Vacation shoe, maybe. It could become a vacation shoe, right? But I want a fresh pair of these fucking 12s. I mean, these 11s. And I have to get them. I don't know how, but I'm going to figure it out. And I might even go after market on these if I have to.
I haven't been particularly lucky when it comes to any of the major OG releases. I have a couple of pairs that I was lucky with in there.
The pairs I've wanted, I was able to get recently. The 4s, the Fire Red 4s,
7s,
the Flint 7s.
yeah.
Those were two pairs that I really, really wanted. I've missed out on a lot this year. A lot. I haven't been able to get many things.
Yeah.
But I was able to get those in the last year or so, year and a half. I think these 4s came out last November. So I've been able to get them, but I would really honestly like to get these cool grays. It's been really the only release all year other than the Flint 7s I wanted because I love this shoe. This is my shoe.
Yeah.
So we'll see. I decided one out of spite that everybody's probably got theirs in today, and they're probably wearing them. I'm gonna wear mine, right? These are 10, and also to let y'all know, I'm not new to this. I am true to this, right? Sometimes you just
Pay attention, boy. I'll show you how to do this shit.
Sometimes you got to show people that you've been around a little
Mixed
bit.
with a little weed with a little Dom Perignon.
If you didn't, if
a
you
little
had,
Hennessy, you know we've been a carry
if
on.
you haven't stood in line, right, for a shoe, are you really a sneakerhead? And I get it. Nowadays, you don't really do that. I mean, there's some.
Well, now you stand in virtual
There's
lines.
these boutiques that do lines, some in LA, and maybe,
It's funny that show that
even like Joe Freshgoods did his for his sneakers. He does a lineup at his Fat Tiger Works in Chicago.
that show I was telling you about, Southside,
Yeah.
the one that's like based in Chicago. So they had an episode where they're like, there's a. Remember I told you like they focus on the cops and then they also focus on like these two dudes who work for this rent to own place, whatever. So the cops and the boss of the rent to own place, they're like trying to prepare their teams, and they're like, all right, it's like today is sneaker release day, and they're all like mad and pissed off about it. And he was like, don't be fooled by how Asian they look or how lame they may look. He's like, these are sneakerheads we're talking about.
Sneakerheads are a different breed, man.
They are, man, for sure.
But I get that nowadays you don't stand in line. But back then, right? I think the last time they did the line really like a really big line release was the 11s.
Yeah.
The Concord 11s in 11.
Do they still do them at Nike Town regularly? Or?
No, there's no standing in line at Nike Town. They stopped that whole thing back then though, like because that release was fucked up. Because I did 2 years in a row, and I've said this story probably on the pod before, but I did 2010, 2011. 2010 was these cool grays. 2011 was the Concords.
Yeah.
That line for the Concords.
These sneaker releases are doorbusters on Black Friday.
It wrapped it from, what is that, Erie around to like, what is that, St. Jean's Place Street, and then around again to like, I don't know if that was Huron. I don't know what street
Ontario.
that is. Ontario, one of the ones that, that bordered Nike Town.
Yeah.
I remember being like, yo, I'm in the first 100, right?
Like, if I'm getting these shoes.
For sure, I was in the first 100. I got in pretty close to the end, to like 12:30ish probably, in and out. And when I got out, there was still a line on the other end of the block, right? So it wrapped around and did like almost a circle.
Yeah.
I'm like, why are you here?
Yeah.
What is the point? There's no way they have more than like. I'm sorry, even if there's 1,000 pairs or 2,000 or 5,000, that's way more than 5,000 people over there. And there was fights in that night. There was a lot of shit that went on. And luckily, I was there early because I worked downtown. So we got off. We went there. We waited in line.
On that south side, on that episode, there got to like the last pair, right? And the store associate is like, "All right, y'all, he got the last pair." And then everybody, of course, is like,
at him.
and they're all like trying to convince him, and he all of a sudden like just starts booking it. And
Good. I had a guy try me in the line, man. When I think it was the Concords line. So in 2011, when it was all crazy, I'm waiting in line, and there's some dude. He walks up and he tries to stand in front of me. I was like, "Yo, bro, no." And he's like, "What you mean?" I snapped. Like I was screaming at him for like 30 fucking. Like I was like, "There's no fucking way you're gonna stand in front. I promise you. And ain't nobody behind me gonna let you stand in front of them. Not one of them, motherfuckers. So you might as well get out of line." I was like, "You think you too fucking good to stand in front of fucking in line waiting for shit?" I was like, "I've been having to pee for 5 fucking hours. I promise you, you ain't getting in front of me." I was like, "Try it, try it. Go ahead." You know. And he's like, "Man," he just walked away.
Like, what the fuck is you think you're doing?
I was
man?
gonna whoop his ass.
Are you talking about?
I was like, "You stand here, we both ain't getting these shoes because I'm gonna fuck you up right in this line. This ain't happening." Like, and I'll no.
Like, you're talking about a sneaker release, which you know is limited, which is why everybody's standing in line and everybody's aware that they're limited.
An alligator
you ain't
is
getting
honorary because it's, no. Listen, I was because dude, I was in line at 7:00 when they allow you to start.
Yeah.
Right from 7 to 5 to midnight, and I had to pee probably the whole time. It's cold as hell. I'm in my thick ass, old ass Carhartt coat. I remember being in that bitch with my
I
sleeves.
think it's warm as hell though.
Man, not really. Not really.
That was a good job keeping you insulated.
No. I like it was good, but at the same time, like, yeah, that line, I was like, "Fuck you."
Nah,
but either way,
the whole culture of waiting in line like that is stupid anyway. I think what they should have been doing from the get go is that type of shit where if you go to a restaurant and it's busy and they give you those little buzzers and then they let you know when it's your turn. Like, what the fuck am I standing up against this wall all day for?
They found better ways.
Yeah,
either way,
well, not better ways, different ways.
Different ways. But better ways.
It's not like I'm more successful.
Better ways to not have fights and
better ways for their crowd control. Yeah. Not better ways in terms of releases because even though I'm not waiting in line in person, I'm still not getting any shoes.
I get it. But yeah, so that being said, that's why I'm wearing these cool grays.
All right, fair enough.
But yeah, that's all. That's what I got.
Yeah, I think that's a good way to stop it right there.
It's a cut.
So again, happy Indigenous Peoples Day to all y'all out there.
Indeed.
Celebrate with your family. Fuck the shopping shit. That shit'll be available. You know what I mean? Like, and if it's not,
stay home with your fam, man.
Yeah.
Sleep in late on Friday.
Chill. Like, you know,
chill.
Let the holiday be a holiday. Let it be family time and whatnot.
You got to chill.
You got to do it. But then, you know, that was episode 118 for you.
Yes, indeed.
We appreciate every one of y'all tuning in.
All the new subs, even though we didn't get too many new subs this go round this week. But if you're new, we appreciate you.
Yeah. Welcome to the show.
Tell your friends.
Thanks for tuning in.
Follow us on our Instas.
On the Instas, on the Facebooks, on the Twitters. Even though
it's Kiona and Kasson podcast and all the socials, right?
Yeah.
And then I'm O_Kawash on Instagram and Adam is
A Kawash K&KP. Yeah.
There you go. So follow us. We appreciate you. And that being said, see you on another one. Or I'll see you on another time.
See you on Yeah. All right. Catch y'all later.
Peace.